Making anime videos is such a challenge, it can sometimes feel like another job. So we thought, for day 30 of anime, we'd do what all employees do on their second to last day of their tenure, and give ourselves a performance review. That is, we'd tier list our own videos. This is the top 30 Okayest G2D tier lists. Since this year of anime has only had 29 tier lists so far, we'll include our other tier lists in the pile too. Let's begin.
Beginning our list where all great lists begin at 30 is Day 23's tier list of the top 23 Switch game inner arts. This list was arguably one of the hardest ones to put together due to the effort it required. We had to open all of our Switch games in order to find out which ones actually had anything inside. Certainly an interesting way to find out most Switch games have no inner art whatsoever. Creating a proper top list of this took a lot of work, but it was certainly interesting.
For your consideration, of our Switch game collection, over 120 of them have inner arts of some kind. To create this day's list, we put them all on a spreadsheet and narrowed it down to the 23 mentionables. This is the sort of niche, no one else will talk about it kind of topic that makes me want to click on the video. I'm glad we got to be the ones to make it first. Anyone else is an imitator, and flattery gets you nowhere with us. Acquiring a bonus star at 29 is Day 4's Mario Party Peripherals tier list. We did a lot of research for anime this year, even beyond just collecting footage. We love Mario Party, and I love goofy peripherals, so it was all in good fun. My only regret about this specific video is that we didn't have 2 copies of Mario Party Advance at the time, and we couldn't secure one until after upload, so our link cable segment is technically incomplete. Forever adorning our shelves is 28, our top 13 boxed amiibo tier list. This was a fun one to write, since we got to go around our collection and remind ourselves which amiibo we own and in what condition each one is in. The Dark Samus one, for example, should probably stay in the box forever so it can't exact its revenge. Also, so all the little crevices don't get gross. Details on the back of the box are indeed a lost art as well. Number 27 is the Quartet character tier list I put at the end of our Quartet review. It was an incredible honor to work with Something Classic to review Quartet before release. A great game that I still think about. Giving a little tier list was fun, and the devs even commented to tell me about strategies I didn't know about. I could probably replay the game and do a way different ranking, but that only speaks to the strengths of the game and its battle system.
26 was one of my favorite videos to work on because it was the top 15 Marvel Cosmic Invasion characters. We had just finished playing it on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/gateway-to-drillbit, so it was a fresh topic ripe for tier listing. I got to get footage of and re-enjoy each character all over again. Cosmic Invasion is a damn good game and a lot of fun to play. An update for this game came out a week after this video went up, adding 2 more characters though. Another game in our lists that warrants a replay to update the list we created. Confusing you at 25 is our Okayest 26 Collector's Edition items. We have a lot of collector's edition things. Way more than we remember apparently. There's definitely an evolution of items that come in each of these that we got to experience while researching for this video. It was fun to figure out the staples in each one, like posters and pins. Then remember the crazy shit that came in some of them, like towels and a sling bag. Man, we buy some dumb stuff.
Recommended to you via YouTube algorithm at 24 is our top 24 reversible covers video. We covered this when we discussed the making of the inner art video, but both of these are certainly a niche genre that I find interesting. Culling the whole of what we decided were inner arts versus reversible cover was a fun process as well.
Casting Fearful Storm ad nauseum is number 23 on our list, the top 17 B-arts for Pascal video. Writing the videos numbered in the teens was one of the most difficult processes for anime this year. So when I realized she had just enough B-arts to fill a day without a topic, I pushed Andy to the ground and made sure Pascal had her time to shine. Tales of Grace's F Remastered will always be a joy to return to, even if the asterisk at the end of that statement is the size of a minivan. I really enjoyed making this one.
Ready for Adventure at 22 is our top 18 Captain Toad levels tier list video. I replayed the entirety of Captain Toad for this video, finding a bunch of pixel toads, getting challenge times, and finally finishing the final labyrinth level. Now I have the crown! Writing the ranking ended up being a happy side effect. I think the top choices are honest and would ring true to someone playing the game fresh.
Arguing for supremacy is 21 on our list, the top 9 3D Mario platformers video. Thank goodness there were exactly 9 of these. This one was only difficult to make because of my strong feelings on Super Mario 64. Even so, this list was definitely one of our more honest ones as we recognized which ones we'd replay over others, which ones we actively bought several times as they were remastered, and remembering Bowser's Fury exists.
Becoming unplayable with a CDI spoon controller at 20 is our bottom 16 ways to play Hyper Light Drifter video. It was mentioned on the day, but we tried as many controllers as possible and found new ways to connect them to systems. But once it was all recorded, the script ended up having little to say. This controller feels odd, the GameCube's A button is big, and so on. Fun to make, not so fun to write. I really wanted the DDR pad to work, but it was thrown on the pile with the other disqualifications, like the Switch Online controllers.
It's been a while, but at 19 we have the Spiritfall weapons tier list I made at the end of our Spiritfall review. Honestly, I enjoyed making that whole video and ending it off with a tier list. I initially didn't write it to split off into 3 sections as it did, but that list being at the end really tied the whole thing together.
Making the internet mad at 18 is our Tales of Protagonists tier list. The internet is full of silly little opinions people take very seriously. For all the comments and attention this video seems to get, we made this tier list pretty unseriously, doing little research and only basing it off of recollections of the Tales of games we'd played at the time. I reckon we could do better, but it would be a very intensive, laborious process. Plus, we really don't want to replay Arise. Is this numbering system confusing yet? Because at 17, we have the bottom 10 Hyper Light Drifter weapons. I did my best to be scientific about this list. Hyper Light Drifter is an intentionally mysterious game, so info about it isn't always easy to come by, so I had to find out almost everything in this video myself by going through the boss rush over and over with different weapons. I was able to play lots of Hyper Light Drifter and then talk about it, a valuable use of my time. Hopefully it turned out a good video.
16 is our top 29 steelbooks. This one was fun to make, but also very limiting. You'll notice I didn't include footage of their spines or insides. As I was figuring out which ones were the best, I realized the insides are bland and usually ruin the design of the rest of it, so I decided to break the law and judge a book by its cover. Worth it though, because it cut down on thinking and writing time. I still like the video and I don't regret what I didn't do. Our midpoint, number 15, is our top 1 stream partners tier list. I got to sneak this one past Andy, record it in solitude, and put it together without him knowing. He only found out what it was when he went through to make sure the subtitles were right.
Would have been nice to be warned I looked like that on screen. Oh well, it was nice to see all those clips put together like that, similar to the Twitch channel trailers we make every year of the better moments from RPGs we play.
Somehow inventing a 4th type of battle system is our Paper Mario games tier list at 14. I enjoyed making this video because I like Paper Mario. Sure, I regret replaying Color Splash and Origami King again, but it's just what we had to do to make sure we got the list right.
This is hardly a controversial subject for the Paper Mario fan base. 1000 Year Door good, Sticker Star bad. We didn't really add a new layer to the conversation. Even if we agree with the most prominent opinion, we could have done better than goose-stepping with it.
Upgrading your BP for number 13 on our list is our Okayest
27
Paper Mario The 1000 Year Door Badges video. Because of the versatility and variety of badges in both good Paper Mario games, it was harder to come to a middle ground on them. I either love them and use them or never use them, so having a spreadsheet and moving them around was a lot more difficult than I had planned.
Raising its price because of market conditions is number 12, the bottom 7 Nintendo consoles video we made. It's interesting how much variety there actually is among Nintendo consoles. Even when they're mostly just boxes full of circuits, they really do all have their own identities. We don't really have the backgrounds in design or advertising or communications to properly dissect such things, so putting that into a script is pretty difficult, which is why it ended up being aesthetics based for the most part.
Touching your NFC point at 11, the bottom 14 Open Amiibo video. I found this one quite easy to write, if only because upon opening our cabinet of unboxed Amiibo, it was immediately clear which ones we didn't like, whether they were gross, unused, or just plain ugly. Their blemishes were on full display because they weren't protected by that thin plastic shield, or the cardboard, or that other piece of cardboard.
Drifting into our Okayest 10th spot is our Okayest 6 Nintendo controllers tier list. Only considering the aesthetics of these controllers means we couldn't get into the mechanics or mention something like Joy-Con drift. In that way, we avoided parroting what's already been said 1,000 times elsewhere on the internet, adding value to the video. But this looks nice, this looks not as nice only goes so far. Spot 9 on the list goes to our top 5 Nintendo cartridges video. We had a lot of trouble with the aesthetics only miniseries. On paper it was an interesting idea, but we ended up having little to discuss. I stand by our rankings, but the considerations behind them don't have much foundation.
As long as we all forever remember to put bumps on things. That's the lesson we should take away from that video. 8th Okayest is our bottom 11 Mario Party 4 items tier list. I enjoyed making this video and recording footage, but it was definitely harmed by the fact one of the items is simply too rare to acquire. Also the RNG that affects what you can and can't buy in the item shop, so we ended up not having time to get and use each item. Oh well, it was still fun. Wishing it was City Trial is number 7, the bottom 19 Kirby Air Riders courses video. My initial plan for this video was to list them based on how long you spend on rail sections in each course. Unfortunately, nearly all courses have elongated rail sections, so that plan fell apart. If we ignore the sizable portions of races you spend on rails, we found our list easier to make as we analyzed what makes each course fun and what makes each course a movie on wheels. 6 is the Okayest 28 Smash Ultimate Items video. I didn't realize how many items were in this game. I didn't realize how uninteresting it would be to get footage of each one. I kind of wish Andy and I had thought of a different topic for this day.
5th Okayest is our Okayest 2 characters in Slay the Spire 2 list. The format of the Okayest list unfortunately causes us to not have a lot to say. One can praise the best or rant about the worst, but the Okayest isn't bad or good. We had to remind ourselves repeatedly that the top Okayest is what we feel the most dispassionate toward. We played a lot of Slay the Spire 2 and put in the research, but just didn't have a lot to say by design. Tasting Like Scallops is number 4, the Okayest 8 Gels in Tales of Games video. We intended to use subjects we wanted to talk about in anime so we could have fun, so we included Tales of where possible. Talking about commonplace healing items and then ranking them by how okay they are definitely ended up being dull.
Delicious!
No.
Quashing Your Dreams for a PC port at 3rd Okayest is our bottom 25 PS5 disc arts tier list. A video we were reluctant to make because the subject matter was so plain, another we would probably switch if we could. I just wanted to show other parts of our collection some attention. I didn't realize how hard it would be to consider only 2/3 of each disc art for the list.
Flatter than a figure, it's number 2, the Okayest 12 Amiibo cards video. We hold a severe dispassion toward Amiibo cards, so we didn't buy many when they were more commonplace. Ranking something we don't care much about based on how little we care about it sounds like fun! A video ripe for jokes and sidebars, but it ended up being fairly bland. I don't think it could have ended up any other way.
The time has come, friends. Andy and I have looked at our content over the last few years for this self-indulgent video and decided that the number 1 Okayest tier list we've made so far is the bottom 21 Hyrule Warriors outfits tier list.
This was similar to the Nintendo Aesthetics miniseries in that we simply didn't have a lot to say. We ended up lumping a lot of outfits together because of that. There could have been better outfits if every character had them. Toon Zelda, Yuga, even Ravio could have been given the same obscure tint change to reference so-and-so the rest of them got. Even if it looked wrong because of a hat or blinded you with clashing colors. It's a shame to realize how many we had to group because they were too similar to care, and how many characters just weren't treated with enough respect to receive a costume.
Hence the video being the Okayest. Piss Rudo really sealed this one. What did you think of our videos? Which of our videos was your favorite? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you tomorrow for our final tier list of May! Feel that crackle in the air? If you do, that's not good. Run. See you tomorrow.